Okay, Matthew chapter 25, Jesus tells this really famous parable about these bags of gold. This master gives 10 bags of gold to one servant, 5 to another, and 2 to another. The guy who got 10 goes out, gets 10 more. The guy who got 5 goes out, gets 5 more. The guy who got 2 doesn't do anything with it, buries it in the ground, gets nothing more. When the master comes back, he celebrates the servant that had 10, who got 10 more, the servant that got 5, who got 5 more, and does not celebrate, in fact, quite the opposite, the servant who had 2 and did nothing with it. Now that we all know the story, here's what I love about it. In this story, people are not blessed based on how much they have. The blessing is not you have 10, you have 5, you have 2. But also, people are not blessed in this story based on how much they do with what they have. Because the guy who had 5 and got 5 more received the same exact blessing as the guy who had 10 and got 10 more. But in this story, it's not about what you have or even about how much you do with what you have. But those who are blessed in this story, those who receive the blessing, are the ones who are willing to see what they have as something to be used. Oftentimes, we're tempted to think, if I just had more, if God would just trust me with more, then I would be blessed. But that is putting our faith in prosperity. Other times, we're tempted to think it's all about how much I can do with what I have. But that is putting your faith in hustle. But again, what we see in this story is that the blessing is really reserved for those who see whatever it is they have as something to be used by and for God. And that is a faith that is based on surrender and obedience and stewardship.